Hello, and welcome to a journey into one of humanity's most enduring and enigmatic symbols, the Labyrinth. More than just a complex puzzle, the Labyrinth has captivated imaginations for millennia, appearing in myths, art, and sacred spaces across the globe. Its winding path immediately evokes a sense of mystery, challenge, and the unknown. But what if the Labyrinth is more than just a physical structure? What if its intricate design is a profound map, not of a place, but of a process? A path of trials, introspection, and ultimate transformation. So today, we'll navigate this mythic architecture, and we're going to begin with its most famous and terrifying incarnations, the legendary Cretan labyrinth and its monstrous inhabitant. From there, we'll trace its evolution from a literal prison to a powerful universal symbol of the spiritual journey, exploring how cultures across time have understood its profound meaning. On the Isle of Crete, at the heart of its most infamous myth, is the birthplace of the archetypal Labyrinth, a name that still sends shivers down the spine. The story centers around King Minos, his wife Pasiphae, and a terrible punishment from the gods, the birth of the Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull, born of Pasiphae's unnatural union with a divine bull. To contain this monstrous and shameful secret, King Minos commissioned the most brilliant architect and inventor of the age, Daedalus, to construct an inescapable prison. Daedalus, with his unparalleled ingenuity, created a vast, intricate, and bewildering structure, the labyrinth from which no one could ever escape. The monstrous Minotaur was confined within its depths and fed a tribute of Athenian youths and maidens every 7 years, which was a grim reminder of Crete's power and Athens' subservience. And then came Theseus, the heroic prince of Athens. His path to Crete was not a random act of courage, but the culmination of a journey to claim his birthright and prove his worth. Theseus was born in Troezen, raised by his mother Aethra and his grandfather King Pythias. His father was King Aegeus of Athens, though some versions say that Poseidon was also involved in his conception, granting him both royal and divine lineage. Before returning to Athens, Aegeus had left his sword and sandals beneath a massive rock, instructing Aethra that when their son grew strong enough to retrieve them, he should journey to Athens to be recognized as heir to the throne. We all know how all these stories end up. When Theseus came of age, he successfully lifted the great boulder, retrieved his father's tokens, and chose to travel to Athens by land, a perilous route fraught with dangers that tested his strength, cunning, and courage. And along the way, he performed a series of heroic feats, dispatching notorious bandits and monsters, establishing his reputation as a formidable hero, even before reaching his ancestral city. Upon his arrival in Athens, his father, King Aegeus, initially did not recognize him, of course. And even the sorceress Medea, Aegeus' new wife, attempted to poison him to secure the succession for her own son. However, at a banquet, Aegeus finally recognized his own sword on Theseus' belt, confirming his son's identity, because baubles and objects always confirm identities. It was this newly unified father-son relationship that then set the stage for the next great challenge, ending the cruel tribute to Crete. Determined to end the cruel tribute, Theseus volunteered to enter the labyrinth. His success seemed impossible, but he had help. Ariadne, King Minos' daughter, fell in love with Theseus and, defying her father, gave him a magical ball of thread and a sword, although he already had a sword. Theseus' trial within the labyrinth is the core of this segment. He ventured into the oppressive darkness and confronted the Minotaur at its very center, slew the beast, and crucially used Ariadne's thread to retrace his steps and escape the maze. Even within this foundational myth, the symbolism is rich. The Minotaur represents the untamed, monstrous aspect of the self, or primal fear, and the labyrinth is the dark place of confrontation. Ariadne's thread is guidance, intuition, or the wisdom that allows safe passage through life's complexities. Theseus' journey is one of courage, cunning, and triumph over overwhelming odds. Before we get deeper into the labyrinth's symbolism, it's vital to clarify a common misconception. A labyrinth is not a maze. While both are intricate paths, their fundamental design and purpose are vastly different. A maze is designed to confuse, to trap, to force choices between multiple paths and dead ends. Its goal is to make you lost, to test your problem-solving skills, and its solution is often about finding the quickest, most efficient route. A labyrinth, on the other hand, typically has only one single, unambiguous path that leads from the entrance to a central point, and then, by retracing the same path, leads back out. There are no dead ends, no choices to be made about direction. This distinction is crucial because it speaks directly to the labyrinth's purpose. It's not designed to challenge your intellect in finding a way out. It's designed to guide you on a journey to enforce a specific experience of movement, contemplation, and introspection. Its very design compels a journey inward, then outward. With the distinction clear, we can now appreciate why the labyrinth has been adopted across countless cultures as a profound symbol of the spiritual journey itself. Its single winding path perfectly mirrors the non-linear, confusing, and ultimately purposeful journey of life and discovery. Entering the labyrinth is an act that symbolizes the beginning of the spiritual quest. It represents leaving the distractions of the outer mundane world behind and committing to a path of introspection. It's about surrendering to the unknown, stepping into a sacred space, and turning inward to confront what lies within. The winding, convoluted journey within the labyrinth represents the myriad challenges, trials, and inner struggles we face in life. It's a process that can feel confusing, repetitive, or frustrating, pushing us to slow down, be present, and persist. This part of the journey is about purification, shedding false beliefs, and gradually uncovering deeper truths about oneself and the universe. It's a meditative walk, a moving prayer, allowing thoughts to surface and then recede. The heart of the labyrinth is the ultimate goal of the quest. It symbolizes moments of profound enlightenment, confrontation with a core truth, the sacred essence of being, or even the monster within that must be acknowledged or overcome. It is the point of transformation, a space of rebirth, where the seeker experiences a moment of clarity, revelation, or a connection to the divine. The identical path leading back out signifies the integration of new knowledge and wisdom gained at the center. It's about bringing that newfound understanding back into the outer world, living a transformed life, and sharing the insights gained. The journey doesn't end at the center. It completes when the transformed individual returns to their daily life, now seeing it with new eyes. While the Cretan myth is foundational, the labyrinth's symbolic resonance echoes far beyond its shores, stretching across diverse cultures. This archetypal design predates the Greek myths and resonates across continents and millennia, proving its universal appeal. Beyond Crete, archaeological evidence points to labyrinths etched into rock faces in India, depicted as Roman mosaic floors, and constructed as turf labyrinths in Scandinavia, where they were used for ritual dances or seasonal celebrations. Even in Native American traditions, design like the man in the maze, in Tohono O'odham culture represents life's journey, choices, and the path to a central understanding. During the Middle Ages, labyrinths found new life in the sacred architecture of Europe. Most famously, the elaborate labyrinth embedded in the floor of Chartres Cathedral in France served as a symbolic pilgrimage route. For those unable to travel to Jerusalem, walking the labyrinth became a substitute for a physical pilgrimage, a walking prayer, that allowed for meditative reflection and spiritual devotion. These church labyrinths offered a structured path for contemplation and seeking divine grace. In contemporary times, the labyrinth has undergone a resurgence in popularity. It's used in psychology as a tool for mindfulness and stress reduction, in hospitals as a meditative aid for patients, and in spiritual retreats for personal reflection. Artists and architects continue to draw inspiration from its form, exploring its enduring power to create contemplative spaces. The labyrinth's simple yet profound design continues to resonate, speaking to our universal human need for meaning, order, and a path towards self-discovery. From the terrifying lair of the Minotaur to the tranquil floors of medieval cathedrals, the labyrinth stands as a powerful and enduring symbol. It's a testament to humanity's ongoing fascination with the journey of transformation, the process of confronting inner demons, navigating life's winding paths, seeking enlightenment at the center, and returning to the world forever changed. The labyrinth reminds us that the most significant journeys are often those taken within, demanding patience, surrender, and a willingness to follow a path that may seem convoluted but ultimately leads to profound understanding. It's not just a myth or a design, it's a map of our own spiritual quest, inviting us to walk its path and discover what lies at its heart. Like it if you like it, don't if you don't. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. Thanks. Have a good day.